Good evening. Welcome to the Research Methodology Workshop. And it is with my great pleasure that I introduce to you our esteemed resource person for today, Dr. Gautam R. Dr. Gautam brings a wealth of experience and expertise to our workshop as an assistant professor at the School of Commerce, Christ University, Bangalore. His dedication to academia and research is evident through his extensive list of accomplishments. Dr. Gautam has presented numerous papers in both national and international seminars and conferences, showcasing his commitment to advancing knowledge in his field. His contributions extend beyond presentation, as he has also authored various research papers published in prestigious journals and periodicals, as well as contributed chapters to books. Moreover, Dr. Gautam's passion for education and knowledge dissemination is highlighted through his facilitation of numerous faculty development programs focused on research methodology and academic writing. One of Dr. Gautam's remarkable achievement is his patent on artificial intelligence based financial management and e-commerce payment methods, demonstrating his innovative thinking and contribution to the field of finance and technology. His dedication and excellence in research have not gone unnoticed, as evidenced by numerous awards he has received, including the Young Researcher Award from the International Institute of Organized Research and the Outstanding Young Research Award from INSEE, that is International Center for Excellence in Education, and SPACE, that is Society for Perpetuation of Art, Culture, and Education. Additionally, Dr. Gautam has set records such as the India Book of Records for the maximum research papers on accounts written and published by an individual, further solidifying his reputation as a prolific researcher. And we are also proud to share that he is an alumni of SRM University and he has delivered more than 150 talks. We are truly honored to have Dr. Gautam with us today, and we eagerly anticipate his insights and contribution to our research upscaling workshop. Welcome to the session, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Before I begin my today's session, I take this opportunity once again to thank the management of SRM Institute of Science and Technology, the Department of English, for having given me this opportunity to throw some insights on tricks to identify predatory journals. So before I share my screen, this topic is of very much relevant today. The reason being is that today we all know the the landscape of educational industry has changed a lot, right? As we all aware, it's no longer that teacher is confined only to teaching today. So of course research is something which is expected from researchers, like each and every one of us, right? It is almost, especially when we work across universities like Christ University or SRM University or any other university, state universities, prestigious central universities concerned, research is always there, part of our research journey. Now, having said that, with lot of multiple tasks that we are going through, on the other hand, there is almost a dark side of publishing which is happening, right? Having understood the pressure, I mean, in terms of increasing amount of responsibilities that people are taking through, especially the academicians are taking through, right? There is always a black market, I would call, which has been trying to capitalize on this opportunity to exploit the academicians and push articles. So when we that is the context in which we are going to discuss today about how to identify these predatory journals. So when we talk about predatory journals, I would not like to hear comment on the quality of the articles that has been going to publish in these kinds of journals. Sometimes your article might be a really good one, but probably because of the academic pressure, you might you wanted to get it published as fast as you can so that you fall prey for predatory journals. And today you would see a lot of call for papers coming up with so-called Scopus journals. UGC care journals, how to identify those predatory ones. So this is the topic that we are going to discuss in probably next 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes. So tricks to identify predatory slash cloned journals. So what are the topics that we are going to discuss today? It's what is a predatory journal? What are the characteristics of a predatory journal? What are the tricks to identify the predatory journals? And sometimes you find the journal is genuinely indexed in database, but obviously you'll find in another 5 or 6 months you will find it to be delisted from the journal database. So what are those things? The results we are going to discuss today. So, what is a predatory journal? A predatory journal or a predatory publisher is that their intention is to make money, right? The idea is not promoting. You know, the idea of publication, the basic idea behind why UGC or universities recommend for publication is for knowledge enhancement. It should add something, contribute to your literature, right? Something knowledge advancement should happen in your research. But what has happened here is that for the predatory publishers, the intention is not that. Intention is to make money. So the prioritization here is my self-interest rather than so-called research integrity, academic enhancement, knowledge enhancement, all those things. So predatory journals and publishers, they prioritize self-interest, and as I told you, their intention is to make money. So to make money, I will do whatever I want. I'll cheat you, I deceive you, I give you false informations, I will give you misleading informations, right? I will deviate from my regular academic practices. So, what are the characteristics of a predatory journal? Right, as I told you earlier, you'll find these journals are characterized by false or misleading informations. Right, often they are characterized by uh, what to say, too much of false information. They claim a false impact factor, they claim a false citations, all such things. Most of the time, it is false or misleading. And very importantly, they deviate from the best editorial and publication practices. What is the example of deviation from uh, best editorial and publication practices? Telling that I will complete your review in 1 day, I will complete your article in 2 days, I will get your article published in a week. So all these are examples of deviating from a best editorial and publication practices. Then of course there is lack of transparency. Lack of transparency, you just send a paper, they just get published. Who's the reviewer? At least what is the review comments? Right? Nothing would be made available. So lack of transparency is another important characteristics of predatory journal. Next, if you see aggressive and indiscriminate solicitation, so often you find these journals too much of advertisements, too much of approach, right? Sometimes you will receive mail, dear Doctor so and so, we have read your article titled so and so in this journal. From this, I can understand that you are an expert in this field, right? All these fancy words, right? They use to deceive you, to get you paid money. So why can't you submit an article to us? We are so happy to publish your article, all such things. So much of advertisements, so much of indiscriminate solicitation will happen. Of course, I said, as I told you, the intention is deceiving intention. Intention is to cheat you. Intention is to capitalize on your intentions of rapid publishing or your academic pressure which demands you to publish, all such things. So what are some of the tricks that we can use to identify the predatory journals? The first trick that I would tell you all is to look into the volume number and the issue number of the journal, right? So here you have to look out for four important informations, right? Let the year, note the year in which the journal was founded or the journal in which year it was started, because that will be the year in which usually the volume number, the first volume number would be assigned. So from that you can easily calculate till now. Say for example, if I started my journal in 2009, so now my current issue should have been almost 15 or 16, right? It should be 50. So you check that when this journal was started and volume number what was it. So if you find there is a huge deviation in the volume number, then there are high chances it can turn out to be a predatory journal. Check out for the frequency of publication. Frequency of publication, is it a monthly journal? Is it a quarterly journal? Is it an hourly journal? Or is it an annual journal? So if you say it is a quarterly journal, it will have four issues, right? If you say quarterly journal, it will have four issues. If it is an biannual journal, it will have only two issues. If it is an annual journal, it will have one issue. Along with all this, you can add a plus two always, because generally journals can go for two special issues in a year. Normally accepted thing. So normally, if you see for a quarterly journal, assuming with the special issues, it can go up to six. So biannual means it can go up to four. Now, the problem here is very simple. The problem here is very, if you find suddenly a claim journal which claims I am a triannual journal and it says it is publishing 12, 13, 14 issues, then probably there are high chances they will prove to be a predatory journal. Then, of course, current volume number and issue number, as I already told, these are some of the things that you can correlate with the first 2 points to identify whether they are genuinely a original journal or the journal that adopt predatory practices. For example, this is one of the example of a journal which was once indexed in Scopus. As you all can see on my screen, right, you will find this journal is a triannual journal. Triannual journal means issues, and 3 plus 2 you can make it 5. But you could see on my screen, right, it is coming out with a lot of issues. You could find nearly 14 issues in this, right? You could find nearly 14 issues in this. And as I stated earlier, this journal easily got delisted in a few span of time. Why I would do tell is, please carefully analyze your journals before you decide on your publication. What is the issue number? Check your issue number with the ISSN portal. Why this is very much important? Because sometimes you can also be exposed to cloned journals. Right? What is meant by cloned journals? Cloned journal means, clone. Clone means duplicate, right? So I take any one journal from Scopus and I try to duplicate it, right? And I try to duplicate it. So that is called as, right, cloned journals. That is called as cloned journals. So cloned journals, what they do, they naturally copy the journal title, they copy even the ISSN number. So we may not know which is the right one. So what you can always go and check in the ISSN portal which is the genuine. For example, I'm just going to take you all through here. For example, let me search, right, any one journal name. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to take this Journal of Financial Services Research, right? Journal of Financial Services Research, and you find this is the journal. Now, if I copy this ISSN and I go to verify ISSN and I type this. All right. So you'll find it here, right? You can find, yes, it is Journal of Financial Services Research and the country is Netherlands, correct? And you could find here the medium, right? You could find the medium, all these details here. So if I click on this, right, if I click on this link, it takes me through the journal, actual journal webpage. Right, it takes me through the journal website. This is the original website. Sometimes you might find cloned websites. Like for example, let me try. I am not sure whether for this journal clone website is there. Right. Okay, luckily it is not there. Right, but there are journals you'll find them having a predatory publications. I mean predatory cloned website. For example, I can take you through another journal, and for example, right, you see this journal, oh economia copernicana, you find so many journals website links. Can you all see? You see one, two, three. So which one is the right one here? Which one is the right one? Three links are here, correct? Which one is the right one? Which is the right one? I'll tell you, these, this is a predatory site. The one which I am showing you is a predatory one. And the pathetic situation is people still don't know, and you would find this is still making money, right? See, this is called as cloned. When you publish in cloned, it is useless, right? At least if you publish in a original website, there is at least 50% chances that your article will get indexed. But when you publish in these kinds of cloned sites, there are 100% guarantee that your article will never get indexed, right? Your article will never get indexed, right? So similarly, this is also a predatory one. This is also a predatory one. Can you all see? It is also a predatory one. This journal website is also predatory one. So you need to be really careful when we talk about, right, the cloned ones. So please, in that case, your ISSN portal can help you a lot in this process, right? Your ISSN portal can help you a lot. So cross verify in your ISSN portal whether it is a genuine one or it is a predatory one, right? So this is with regard to your or ISSN. Now, now coming to the uh, next trick. The next trick is all about editorial boards. Check out the editorial board of the journal. Check the details of editorial board members and check the entire editorial board. At least one or two will have a public profile with their CVs. So try to check, are they genuinely part of the editorial board of that particular journal, because sometimes they may copy our information but they may be making money, but that editorial board members may not be aware that somebody is cheating on them. So it's better to do that. For example, again I would take from UGC care, right? You know, UGC care uh, gives a lot of cloned journals, right? List of cloned journals. And I would take okay, let's wait for it to get loaded. Yeah. So I'm just going to take you through this Adalya journal. See, this is declared as the cloned one. Okay, and you click on this editorial board and you see what Asaf Nar, Princeton University. Okay, he is the editor. I'm just going to copy. Come here. paste. So can you all see, right? Can you all see? This is his public profile page, which is available. All right, this is his public profile page, which is available. Yeah, his profile is clearly available here, right? And if you go at the previous one, right, this is his home page, and you can click on, right, the PDF, Department of Mathematics, and check. See, I put just editor, right? He is serving as editor for all these journals. But do you find any word Adalya in this? Can you all see? Not even a single word on Adalya. So this is how you can cross verify whether people are genuinely part of an editorial board member or, and moreover it talks about domains from everything. See, they publish everything, arts, banking, so on, so blah blah blah. How a mathematical person know about organizational studies or religious studies, right? So this is something that you have to take care of. So this is something that you have to really take care of. Now let's move on to the next trick, right? Trick number 4 is contact information. Check for address for communication. What is the email address? At least we expect a bare minimum your domain address, right? Sometimes journals also provide contact numbers. Check that also as well and check for postal address. Again, I'm going to take you the same journal for the example, right? So you see here, you see there is an option called as contact, right? Do you think this, right? Do you think this particular email ID you and I cannot create? Editor.adalyajournal@gmail.com. Do you think this email ID it is not possible for you and me to create? I can still create adalyajournal.editor@gmail.com. Correct? Yes or no? Yes or no? I can still do that. So it is a very poor practice. So always look out for the contact information that you're looking for. Is this journal genuine? See, normally genuine journals will have address for proper domain address for the correspondence, right? The next one that you have to look out for is a medium and the format. Is this only a print journal? Is it an online journal or it has both print and online? All right. So you can always check what kind of medium or format to which do they belong. Right? If it is a print journal, usually it will come as a hard copy. If it is an online journal, you will have a website, and sometimes it's print and online. It will come both as a hard copy as well as it will be published online. So kindly check: is this genuine one? Right? Is this a genuine one? Right? That is very much important. Because you see, when some journal which claims as print, they cannot be publishing it online, so you have to be careful on that. Now the very important thing is the peer review process. Check out for the journals peer review process, whether it is a single blind review or a double blind review or an open review, right? Single blind, double blind, or open blind. So can anyone tell what is single blind, double blind, or open blind? You can text it in your chat box. I'll just wait for a few minutes. I could see so many good evening messages. Good. Good evening, everyone. What is a single blind, double blind, and open review? Right? It states single or double or open blind. So, what is that? Any idea? Any idea? I'll just wait for 2 minutes for the responses, else I'll carry on. Okay. Okay, no comments. So let me move on to that. So single blind means author will not know the reviewer, but reviewer knows who is the author. That is called a single blind. Double blind is that both reviewers and authors do not know each other. Right? Both reviewers and authors do not know each other. So that is called as your double blind review. Open review is that at the end, once your article is published, you will know both the author and the review, both the reviewer details and the reviewer comments will also be made available public. That is called as an open review. So here in the peer review process, right, single, double, or open blind review is something very much important. All right. Time for first review. How much time do they take for the first review decision? Right. This usually takes considerable amount of time. Right. Some journals still do it within 15 minutes. 15 days. But it depends upon what kind of editorial board they have. If larger the editorial board, quicker can be the decision. But not vice versa. But not with very limited number you get it. So, what is the time for revision? How much time do they need for revision? All right, that is also very much important. Acceptance decisions. All right, how much time do they? So, usually the entire publication journey time frame can be divided into this. How much time do they take for the first decision? How much time do they give for revision? And how much? Usually, the gap between the second and third one will be very short. The time gap between time for revision and acceptance will be short. So the moment you submit the revision, you can expect it to be published very quickly. But there is always a good amount of time that good journals take to communicate their first review decision. So check out for reviewer details, right? Non-specialists or a specialist or a generalist. As I told you earlier, see this journal which I showed you earlier, it was covering all the domains. But at the end of the day, you find what but at the end of the day you find what the editor is from mathematics. How will you be able to evaluate journals from political science? Correct. So it's always better that you, right, uh, keep an eye on this. Now, next trick that you have to focus on is manuscript handling mechanism. Right? What is the manuscript handling mechanism? Most of the good journals have their own editorial submission managers. So they ask you to create an account and they ask you to upload the article in that account, right? So and once you do that, you will be assigned a manuscript number. It is based on this manuscript number they will ask you to track your article. So what is the manuscript number that has been assigned? So what is the manuscript handling mechanism? Are they just accepting the papers through email? Okay, if it's email, okay, what kind of email is it? All right, is it like a gmail.com that.com, or it is a pure journal domain email? So check out for manuscript assignment number. What tracking mechanism is there for the manuscript? And again, as usual, what is the publication time for online and what is the publication time for print? Now, let us next look out for communication. What is communication? Use of false name or aliases, right? Use of false name or aliases is like some you come across the index called scope, right? Scope, SCOPE. See, this is again a way to cheat, right? When people look out for scopus, scope, right? So what happens here? They try to intentionally using false name or similar pronunciations, right, to cheat the authors. Inappropriate introduction and conclusions, right? Most of the time, you find they will not always start with a proper introduction. They say, "I read this. How did you come to know about my article?" Just because by writing an article you decided me that I'm an so expert in that particular field, right? All such things. So most of the times you find their introduction and conclusion to be more inappropriate. And it's a transparency in the communication. Check for transparency in the communication. Are they genuine, right? So that you have to look out. And most of the times you see this predatory journals communication is always poor. There will be a lot of spelling mistake, grammar mistakes, right? They do not politely communicate, too much of aggressiveness, poor responses to queries. All these have come of the characteristics of a predatory journal, which you have to look out for. What is journal scope, title, and content? Whether the journal scope, title, and content, all these three should match together. Right? I know in the later part I will show you one example. The journal is somewhere related to health sciences or spiritual sciences, right? But it publishes articles from inventory management. Publishes articles on big data analytics. How does it connect? It publishes articles on cement industry. How does the health sciences has to do with these kinds of topic? So always check whether journal scope, title, and content are matching. So here again, I will take you through the example. Check whether author guidelines is copied or original. Again, I'll take you through the example. Right? Again, I'll take you through one example. You see here. Can you all see this one? Okay, this is the journal which. Okay, I'll just copy this. I just copy this and I come here. Can you all see from where they have copied this? From where they have copied this? It was entirely copied from policies and guidelines for authors, right? It was just copied from, right? It was just copied from policies and guidelines. These are all predatory practices. And unfortunately, the pathetic situation is this journal is still active. There are still few people who are still publishing in this journal. See, 2024 and current issue is still going on. Right? Current issue is still going on. This is the worst case. This is the worst case. Right? So check out whether author guidelines are copied or original. Author guidelines are clear or unclear. Is the journal title error-free, sensical, and unique? Whether title, as I told, matches with scope and mission. What is the licensing information on these papers? So always look out on these. The 10th one that you have to look out for is the registration number. Basically, now we expect you to have ISSN number. Alright, what is the ISSN number in which you are all publishing? Right, is the journal has the DOI? Right, whether the journal has the DOI number or not. So these are two things that you have to look out for, or any other official number. Of course, today almost 50% of the journals are coming out with DOI. There are still journals which do not come out DOI, but of course, ISSN number is something that you all can look out for. Publication ethics and guidelines. What is the Committee on Publication Ethics? I hope you are all aware. COPE. So whether is your journal is the member of that ethical board? Is it a member of COPE? because sometimes you see most of the good journals, they are all the member of COPE and they just publish, uh, right? They will not put the guidelines. They say we are the member of committee on publication ethics and we follow the same guidelines. They will give you an hyperlink. So if you click on that link, it will take you through that particular process. So what is the ethical guidelines provided or not? Whether the ethical guidelines has been provided for your journal or not. Of course, statement regarding conflict of interest. If it is a science journal, what is the degree of organizational testing guidelines? What kind of plagiarism level do they accept? So all these things you must be aware of. Check out for erratum policy. Erratum policy is like after I publish, I find so many mistakes in the paper, and can I still take back? Right? What is the journal's policy with regard to that? Which is the impact factor agency which is giving the impact factor? Right? Is it a false impact factor? Do they have any other quality numbers like ISO number? Any? So all these things, please look out for in a journal. Next one, look out for website, uh, right, visibility. Is it a security encrypted or security coded? For example, I feel now the journal should have been right. I think by now the journal's website should have been working, but let's see. Yes. Can you all see? Right? It is not taking you through your journal itself. Right? It is not taking through any journal only. Yes. Right? It is not taking you through any journal. So check out whether journals links or security encrypted. Security encrypted means generally if you find this on the top HTTPS, it is security encrypted. But if you just find HTTP, there are high chances that journal website can be hacked and people might be using it. So check out journals whether it is security encrypted, coded or encrypted, and also look out for the connectivity issues. Is they are all they coming in the high search engine databases? What are some other considerations? Check whether all links are functional. Is there any false link that they are using? Is the content appropriate? Again, you see, no good journal, I'll tell you, yeah, for a good journal, the quality of article that they publish, that will bring the reputation. Nobody needs to take a screenshot, highlight like this, market themselves like this, that I am there in Web of Science, all such things. Okay, all such things. Okay, so please be careful. Are they authorized to use of logos? Again, I'll give you best example. See how this journal is using Web of Science logo, all such things. I will take you through this. A good journal knows all these policies. A good journal will have, you see, I am taking this, okay, and see, can you all see abstracted and indexed in what? They will just give the names because they know they are not authorized to use this their logos. See, they simply mention Scopus, that's all. And it is also there in Web of Science, it is there in Scopus, it is there in ABDC list. It is also there in ABS. So that's all. It's just Google Scholar means Google Scholar. That's all. Nothing else. All right. No so much of advertisement. But you see here, taking a screenshot, highlighting all such things. So all these are predatory practices. Author invitations. How do you get the author invitations? Is it through public recruitment board, like they call for a call for author? If it is a print journal, normally they send it through a post mail. Most of the times I receive for university journals. Direct personal email, direct email, or how do they do? Right? Check out for author invitations. You, especially if it is a personal email, you have to be really careful. The next trick that you can look out for is publication fees. Yes, there are nowadays most of the journals have become open access model, so they are publishing, they are charging publication charges. But do they give a proper justification for why do they charge you the publication charges? No fees. Is there any hidden fees or a disguised fees? Royalty payment, especially common for books and patents. Separate submissions and publication charges. Yes, there are, I know few journals which charge you minimum submission charges, which is not refundable. Once your article passes through, they ask you something called as APC, article processing charges. So the point is very simple: whether the identity of the recipient is revealed or not, right? Do they charge any retraction charges, right? Or do they clear regard to why I am charging you money? What is the reason for which I am charging you the money? So that explanation you have to give. The next trick that you can look out for is abstracting and indexing. Do they abstract? Do they index the full article, or do they just index the abstract? Do they index only the full text, or what kind of policy for them with regard to digital preservations? Do they accept the full abstract or full deposit? What do they do? Published papers, few moderate or serious editorial errors, right? Few moderate or serious. I know one journal which publishes a horrible paper only. Methodology spelling wrong, literature review spelling wrong, so much of errors. So I was really wondering whether it was went for a peer review or not. Actually. Right? Duplicate papers published in other journals. Similar kind of papers published in other journals or not. Right? Is there any serious plagiarism issues? What are other malpractices? Theft of copyrighted material is there. As I told, I showed you how they have copy pasted everything. The author guidelines, false use of copyrighted material. Again, Web of Science screenshot is an example. Use of other publishers' name. Right? They use Web of Science to get themselves popular. So these are all the 18 tricks which I wanted to communicate to you. You can use these 18 tricks to easily identify whether a journal is a predatory one or not. Moving to the last part of the today's session, sometimes I told you there are journals, right, which are genuinely indexed in Scopus, but later on, within 2 to 3 months, you find them getting delisted. So what factors is it? First one, you'll see rapid increase in the number of paper. I have given you a screenshot here. Can you all see? Every year it is just 21, 6, 4, 14 documents, and all of a sudden in 2021, it is 3,182 documents, which means on an average they publish 200 to 300 articles, right? So, which is bad. 300 article means per day you are publishing 10. Where is your time for review? Right, all of a sudden you'll find this rapid increase. Then this is what I was thinking, overriding the scope of journal. This journal screenshot which I'm showing is something related to health and spiritual sciences, but you see the papers on inventory management in cement industry, big data analytics, a computational and digital transformation, right? These are all no way connected to your scope, right? So sometimes this means the journal is genuine, but they still adopt predatory practices. So with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. One time we should always realize As long as there is a temptation for rapid publication, the cloned and predatory journals continue to exist. It's indirectly, knowingly or unknowingly, it is our intention to get things fast, published fast, which is feeding, which is serving as food for them. Of course, I do understand that there are the education industry landscape has changed now. Publications have become mandatory. Focusing on research is very much equally important for career growth. But at the same time, we should also understand research is not a cakewalk process. It is a tiring process. In this process, we cry, we witness failures, right? We face lot of downfalls, but it is all these things that will take us, it will mold us, like right, how much pain that a rock goes through to come as a beautiful statue. Research is also like that. We will experience lot of failures, we will experience lot of downfalls, we will face lot of rejections, we will face lot of critics, but we should never lose our mind. Everything gives some opportunity for us to learn something new, right? Every rejections will teach us something new, right? So it is through that process we evolve and gradually grow as a researcher. As long as you are from a very well reputed institution, research institutions, you will have a very easy go through in your research. Otherwise, it is tiring. It is a very struggling journey, but we should enjoy that journey because every rejections will teach us a lot of lessons, and it is through that lessons we change ourselves, we learn, and we keep learning, and we come to a better place. All right. So with that, I would like to conclude today's session. Thank you so much for all of your patience learning. You can always text me in my WhatsApp number, or you can always mail. I will be there to respond to you. If you have any questions, we can probably. I think we have another last 10 minutes, which we can reserve for your question and answers. I'm ready to take it up. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Participants, now it is time for the question session. If you have any questions, please post in the comment box. And also the feedback link will be posted. Okay. If you have any questions, please post it in the comment box.
So, okay, I could see some questions. Sir, how can we go for our free publication? Yes, you can easily go for it. You can just identify the journal. Of course, the pre-publication, lot of things you have to look into in your research quality. So better here when we talk about publication process, the literature talks about two different approaches. What is what you call it as a proactive approach, another one is what you call it as a reactive approach. What is a proactive approach? You find a journal, you identify what sort of articles they publish, accordingly you structure your research process and prepare your article and submit to them. This is proactive. Most of the times you find we go for reactive approach. Reactive approach in the sense we first choose a topic, we identify a topic, we write a paper, and then we look out for journals for publications. That is a reactive approach. Both has its plus and minuses, but I would say to be more successful in the publication journey, make it uh, make it no uh, more proactive approach. Okay, Satish and sir, thanks. It's very impressive educational. Thank you so much. Shall we believe the call for papers for the institutions? Yes, of course, but check with them. When the call for paper comes from the institutions, just make institutions we can easily approach. Correct? No, because you can easily access any of their mail through their institution website. So immediately write a mail telling them that we got this call for paper. Is this genuinely one? So they will be able to respond to you. And yes, paid and free publication given the same weightage. It's all about, again, in terms of weightage, I would say it's sole author or co-author. But no longer you cannot think paid publication as bad now, right? Because as I told, many journals are going through open access model, but there are also free journals. But if somebody says, I'll give you, you give me some 20,000 bucks and within 10 days I will publish, then we can't find journals to publish paper. In that situation, how could we get information, sir, especially for English literature? Now, it's not that you are not able to find journals. It's more about you have to search it in the universal context. Okay, see, for example, I'll show you one best example. Right, I'll share my screen just for 1 second. Right, do you know there is no terminology? Scopus does not have a subject area as commerce. How many of you are aware of it? How many of you are aware of it? In India, we have this department, right? We have predominantly one of the departments is commerce across many universities, colleges. Correct. Now, I would say Scopus, you go and check in the Scopus subject area classification, you will find there is no subject categorized as commerce. Instead, you will find it classified all the areas that we deal in commerce. It is done into it is categorized into sub areas. You'll find economics, finance, business management, accounting, marketing, so many things. Right? Likewise, English is like a common terminology. English literature is like a common terminology. You need to go little more niche, right? You need to little more identify what specific area in English literature and try to find out. I think you will be able to get it, right? Don't search as English literature. Probably you can look like, for example, I'll just see, right? Just look into whether it will come under classics, right? Language and linguistics, literature or literary theory, musics. I think don't know which, whether it will be anything that would cover under regional studies or religious studies, right? Those kinds of niche, little more specific within that English literature you try to find out, right? Little more within the thing you need to find it out. Then you will be able to get definitely, right? I'll go to social MNOP. Yes. Yeah. Again, you focus. It's a, is there? It is about communication or cultural studies, right? So go little linguistics and languages again here, right? In subject area classification, urban studies. So look out such kind of within your thing. What is there? Right, shall we believe the call from institution, like will we when like we will publish your paper in UGC CAT? Get the journal details and check and go through. In Newma, normally institutions do not cheat, because then they will be answerable. Everyone can file a lawsuit against them, correct, if they cheat.
So I think we have done with the questions. Like I invite a research scholar, Esther Jabasnal, to propose the vote of thanks.
Hello, sir. On behalf of the entire audience, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your valuable insights, sir. The presentation on strategies to discern predatory journals has been enlightening, equipping us to detect clone journals across different tiers effectively. I want to express my sincere appreciation for your insights on the peer review processes, manuscript handling mechanism, journal scope, journal registration number, and publication ethics guidelines. Your expertise has greatly enriched our understanding of the publication process, sir. We are deeply appreciative of the effort and dedication you have shown in sharing your expertise and perspectives with the participants. Your guidance has empowered us to identify and stay clear of predatory practices, safeguarding the integrity of academic research. Thank you for an enlightening and enriching session, sir.
Thank you so much. All the best for all the participants, your research journey, and have a fruitful learning experience in the upcoming uh, days of your research upscaling workshop. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.